Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone. You noticed something a little bit different in the background. It's just a little balloon action, to celebrate that I have hit 1,000 subscribers. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you to every single one of y'all who has hit subscribe. I'm so excited and oh my God, thank you. So let's get into the review. Oh, and before we do that, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, because we're going to add numbers to that one. I don't know how to act, do you? I mean, you know how to act? Because I don't know how to act. Also, in the meantime, I think I'm going to review Portia's show. We going to probably just have to talk about that train wreck for as long as we can stand it. Let's just get into this review. Oh my God. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Now let's get into the review. So this episode kicks off right where we left off last week with Tisha telling us to put some respect on her marriage. Well, Tisha, we respect your marriage. We respect y'all got 15 years. Y'all the only ones up there that been together that long. However, y'all been together for a long time. Not necessarily a good time. And Louis lets it be known that he ain't hearing it either. Louis finally pipes up because, he tired of getting his ass just dragged all over the stage. Louis says, listen, I know people who have long marriages, 30 plus year marriages, parents, and Marceau interrupts and says, I smell an opinion coming. And thank God he did, because it sounded like Louis was getting ready to tell somebody's business that ain't signed up to have their business told. Whoever that is got some favor with the Lord, because he was getting ready to tell y'all 30-year business. Louis pipes up to Marceau and says, yeah, you smell an opinion coming, because everything that comes out of anybody's mouth is their personal opinion. This ends the segment with Tiffany and Louis, thank God, and hopefully we won't have to see them next season, but that's just a prayer I'm putting in the air. Only God knows what will happen. So we see the guys go off stage, and Martell and Louis are over on their side talking about, Martell is like, listen, I tried. I was trying to help you. Listen, Martell, you got enough problems of your own. You need to be making sure your own armor is in check, okay? Please mind your own business. Between the guys getting off stage and them resetting stage, we see them all, laughing and joking. And Mel is telling Carlos, oh, you're doing an amazing job. You look amazing, honey. This is a love and marriage Huntsville reunion. Girl, you just got your ass whooped all over the stage. Like, please be quiet. Girl, you know what? Matter of fact, if you ain't mad, I ain't mad for you. Live your best life. Okay, bye. So we go back to the stage where the ladies are, and Carlos makes a joke about how their whole setup is, just a perfect Destiny's Child setup, and he is the Beyonce, okay? And they let it be known that he and Mel will have to fight over that title. Well, Mel, he already knocking you upside your head and dragging you all across the stage asking you any damn thing, so tread lightly. Carlos says, no, we don't want to fight over that because we had enough cat fights and we're going to rehash them. So he starts out with the Tiffany and Destiny dynamic. So Carlos starts the Tiffany-Destiny conversation off by asking Destiny why did she think Tiffany was out of line for bringing up what she brought up at her birthday dinner. And Destiny is like, because of the obvious. Do you think Tiffany is messy? Destiny said, hell yeah. Are we playing a game of state the obvious? Because these are self-explanatory questions. I do not understand. If she came to your birthday dinner and, oh, I know where I know you from. I had saw your man win an award and I saw you at old girl house the next day and I was like, ooh, I saw your boo yesterday when he got that award. I had liked your outfit. And you was like, that wasn't me. If I had came to your birthday dinner and done that, you don't know me from a can of paint, would you think it's out of line? Let's please move on. So Carlos asked Mel, do you think Destiny was a dog with a bone about the whole Tiffany brunch conversation issue? And Mel is like, well, I did feel like it went on far longer than it should have. It's like Destiny just never let it go. And Destiny is like, well, How could I ever get over it when you kept getting in it? I can't have a conversation with the girl because every time I try to hash it out with her, it becomes an issue with me and you. As Destiny is explaining this, Tiffany goes to interrupt to make a point. And Destiny gets irritated. Now, let me tell you, I feel Destiny. I feel Destiny probably because Tiffany just gets on my nerves. But also because ain't nobody talking to you right now. Like, please, please, please be quiet. It's not a team sport, okay? It's a one-on-one dialogue. Okay, thanks. Bye. So Tiffany out of nowhere says to Destiny, I want to know why you're so judgmental. And Destiny is like, how have I been judgmental? Well, you know, you would say this and that, and you would ask a bunch of questions about why is she doing this and why is she doing that. And when she could come up with nothing, I want to know why you're so fucking snappy. Hold on, rudeness. Who you talking to? Well, Destiny says, now see how you just talked to me. If I came back at you with the same energy, it was going to be an issue. This is why I call Tiffany a Karen, because you do things, you poke and prod, you start stuff, you say all kinds of stuff out of line, and then when somebody jump back at you, well, why are you so snappy? Why are you so angry? Because you came messing with me. After Tiffany tries to bait Destiny into cursing her out, Mel jumps in. And Mel jumps in and kind of comes from this head cheerleader perspective. I just hate that they're like this. And I am just trying to understand why y'all are at war and y'all are always trying to take each other's heads off. Is it something deeper? What is it? Destiny says, well, I was talking to you. And she interrupted. I wasn't talking to her. As per usual, Mel jumps to Tiffany's defense. Let me tell you something. This is right about where the I feel sorry for Mel train came to a stop. It's a downhill battle from here. So Carlos poses the question to Mel. This is someone who was a really good friend who you were referring to as your baby mama. And it seemed like the issue with Tiffany was more of a byproduct of the issue between the two of you. So what is the status of y'all's friendship? She said, I'm confused because, you know, I used to talk to the girl every day and now, you know, I call her, she don't answer. I might get a text back. I ain't talked to this girl since we wrapped filming. Here, you ask her, Carlos, what's the state of our friendship? Because she don't talk to me. He's like, Mel, is this true? And she's, yes, that's accurate. She goes into this whole explanation about how when Love and Marriage Huntsville wraps, her energy is in a place where she just needs to be to herself and she disconnects from everybody. So Tisha flip her hair like, girl, that's some bullshit. And Mel sees the opportunity to deflect because accountability is not Mel's thing. All right. And this was the perfect opportunity to deflect. And she goes, yes, Tisha, I said I need time to myself and I need to disconnect from everything. And Tisha took the bait. This was literally to distract from the fact that she don't have no real explanation for why she just stopped talking to this girl who is supposed to be her friend. Rather than hold herself accountable, rather than be held accountable, rather than tell the truth, she decided to deflect and make it about an argument with her and Tisha. So Carlos asked Tisha, how do you feel? And she's like, well, you know, I'm going to stay out of that because that's their friendship. He said, well, no, it's an open forum. Tell me what you think. She says, well, listen, I think it's an excuse because Mel has done the same thing to me. Basically, she's the type of person that wants you to be there for her when she needs somebody. But then once she gets it together, she don't have time for you. She's too busy. And Mel says, well, first of all, I don't know what she means by when I get it together because as long as you've known me, I've always had it together. Oh, God. Girl. The proof is in the pudding and the pudding is a mess. She said, you know, but that's not true. You know, when I withdrew from you, I withdrew because I was going through things with my husband. And, you know, don't try to make me out to be the type of person that just uses people and this, that, and the third. And Tisha wasn't trying to hear nothing. Tisha said, yeah, that sounds good. Well, Mel was trying to finish her speech, and she said, well, listen, I had told Tisha before that the reason I disconnected from her was that I was going through something with my husband. That is not me having it together. Well, hold on, sis. Both of y'all got a bunch of holes in your stories and defenses, because you just said you always and forever, now, henceforth and forevermore, had it together. And now you saying that wasn't me having it together. Like, girl, look, just say you talk to people when you want to talk to people, and then you don't when you don't. Just, you got your people picked and you sometimey. Say that. That's just what it boils down to. Okay, bye. So Carlos asked, well, are you two in a good place now? Destiny is like, I don't know, Mel, are we? And Mel says, well, yeah, I'm in a good place. I have friends who we go for long periods of time without talking. And Destiny said, yeah, you graduate into not talking to people. You don't just abruptly stop talking to people. That's just not normal. Mel's response is, I'm sorry that you hurt. Let me tell you something. She'd have got her feelings and her ass handed to her playing with me. Okay, because you could either kept that or just said, I really don't give a damn how you feel. Because the whole nice, nasty church lady of it all, I just can't deal with. Mel would have gotten her ass handed to her. So Carlos goes, hopefully y'all can work that out. And Mel goes, well, I don't have an issue with you. And Destiny says, well, I have one with you, though. And Mel's response is, well, what would I have an issue with you about? She didn't say nothing about an issue you got. She said, I have an issue with you. And you so don't give a damn about her, y'all's friendship, or her needs, that just does not even register with you. You got an issue with me. Like, you want her to just take that to the Lord because you think that ain't got nothing to do with you. Just the hell with you. And you having an issue with me. This is what Tisha meant when she said, I really don't think you know how to be a friend. So then out of nowhere, here comes terrible timing Tiffany about, well, Carlos asked a question and you said, well, are we, Mel? Are we good? And you didn't ask me that. You is just illiterate when it comes to reading a room. She don't like you, which is why she don't give a damn whether y'all are good. Please go home and don't come back. Thanks. Bye. So then we get to the Kimmie and Tisha segment, okay? This, Lord Jesus, this was just so much arguing. I couldn't even take it. Then I done halfway drunk myself to drunk trying to celebrate my 1K, and they just carrying on and arguing back and forth, and Kimmie about to lose her damn mind. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to keep up for your child. We get a flashback to show us the whole background of the Kimmie Tisha setup. Back in season 1's reunion, Kimmie and Tisha fell out because they had opposing answers about whether they had been talking about Mel. Kimmie said yeah, Tisha said no, and the rest is work our damn nerves history. And Kimmie is asked by Carlos, what do you think the issue is with you and Tisha, pretty much? And Kimmie says basically that I maintained a friendship with Mel when Mel and Tisha fell out. Tisha says, well, yeah, she was trying to destroy my marriage. And Mel says, I was not trying to destroy your marriage. I was just stating things that I knew. And hell breaks loose. They get to arguing. Tisha is carrying on about, she was saying all kinds of stuff on social media about my marriage. Kimmie is 2 seconds from flipping furniture over, okay? So Kimmie starts to try to qualify the fact that she has tried to be a good friend and sister-in-law to Tisha by explaining that she has held Mel accountable. She has said things to Mel. I don't know what happened, but Tisha just lost it. It was like Tisha wasn't even going point for point. Tisha was going word for word. Tisha wasn't trying to make a point or make sense. It was just like, if you gonna talk, I'm gonna talk too. If you gonna listen just to argue, at least hear the point so you can know what you're arguing with. Because right now, we just playing a game of Nan Boo Boo, where I'ma just see who can make more noise. Like, what the hell is you... Girl. And Kimmie tells her to listen, just stop, pipe down. Don't talk to me like that. Like, Kimmie about lost her damn mind. And if I wasn't half drunk, I would have too. Now, I'ma tell you, where it went from here, I ain't drunk as I thought. It brought me back. So Kimmie and Tisha get to going back and forth about Tisha feels like she goes harder for Kimmie than Kimmie goes for her. And Kimmie is screaming, it's a lie. It's all a lie. She just kept screaming, it's a lie. Girl, okay, it's a damn lie. Carlos interjects and says, listen, one thing we know about Kimmie is Kimmie knows right from wrong. So Kimmie, do you think the reason you are struggling to have this conversation with Tisha is because Tisha is too immature to have this conversation? Oh, so you want to fight Tisha too? Oh, okay. All right. So it ain't just Mel. Okay. Got it. Everybody looking like, well, damn. And even Kimmie is like, well, no, I wouldn't say immature. I would just say we don't live in the same world. Carlos asks, is Tisha the type of woman that you would be friends with if y'all were not family? And Kimmie said no. And Tisha went off. Tisha said, well, I guess we won't be friends then. I guess we'll just be family and we'll leave it at that. And so Destiny tries to calm her down and tell her, well, it's just a hypothetical question, but it's not, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, what you're saying is, if I were not married to your brother-in-law, I wouldn't mess with you. And personally, if somebody said that to me, as childish as Tisha comes across, I would probably have a similar reaction. Like, you're not going to sit up and say, well, you don't know, if we weren't married to brothers, I wouldn't have nothing to do with her. She is not the kind of woman I would be from, because I just don't have that kind of energy. We don't have the same kind of energy. And Kimmie used Tisha's reaction as evidence to her point to say, well, look at how she's reacting about, well, if we can't be friends, we won't be nothing. Well, she's offended. And here's the thing. What this moment demonstrates is that Tisha lacks the language to properly express her emotions. She doesn't know how to express herself emotionally. So for Tisha, it's argue or nothing. It's fight or nothing. There is no in between. Now, some of us who did grow up in the hood a little bit, that is something you had to work through. You got to find the gamut of in-between emotions, okay? Because it can't be 0 or 100. There's a whole lot of speeds in between. And Tisha really has to find a groove in between 0 and 100 and learn how to express herself. Because this just going off and, like a child is just, this ain't gonna work, Tisha. It ain't gonna work. We were supposed to be moving on, but this is the most behind the scenes damn reunion I have ever seen in my life. So we are yet again behind the scenes and seeing them continuing to argue after they were supposed to cut for break. You got Kimmie and Tisha still going at it, and you have Mel talking to Destiny trying to spark an argument in regard to Tisha. So Tisha is going off to Kimmie about how you knew all of the things Mel was doing and saying, and you are acting like there's something wrong with me for being upset or for having a reaction to someone who I thought was my friend going out of their way to disparage my marriage. Here come, my name ain't Squeak, it's Mary Agnes with her stuff. She just saw the perfect opportunity to jump in this argument about, well, me and your issue started because you was in the streets talking about me. And so Tisha says to Mel, girl, wasn't nobody in the streets talking about you. See, girl, that's immature. See, this is why the male sympathy train ended way back there. Because, see, what you did was you took Carlos's little tactic and you decided that you were going to piggyback right on that. And you were going to take his word, the same little attack that he started on Tisha, you were going to finish it. With that, no, see, you're immature. You're immature. Girl, do you know all the manners in which you've been embarrassed on this stage? I'm going to need you to be quiet. Okay? Please and thank you. Tisha was like, what was I saying about you? And Mel says, well, you were going live all the time laughing and hee and ha about my husband had cheated on me. And Tisha's like, no, I didn't. I never did that. I don't know what you're talking about. Tisha starts telling Mel, you know, you were the one who was saying all kinds of things. You were saying this one had slept with my husband and my husband was cheating on me. You were saying all those things. And Mel, she gets up out of her seat, goes into Tisha's face, is bending over in Tisha's face with her finger in Tisha's face about, but what did I say about you? Did I ever say anything about you? She said, but you talked about my marriage. But did I say anything about you? But you said my husband was sleeping with so-and-so. But did I say anything about you? Hold on, Mel. Let me tell you something. Because I don't know what kind of matrimonial math you doing, but I was always told that when two people get married, they become one. So if you're talking about my husband, you're talking about me. If you're talking about my husband was out here sleeping with this one, you talking about me. So what do you mean? Yeah, I might have said X, Y, and Z about your marriage, but did I say anything about you? Is this a trick question? So to answer your question, yeah, you said something about me. Now you in my space and you might be triggering my crazy. So I'm going to need you to pipe down and back up. Please and thank you. So next is the grand finale. The heavyweight champions of the grandmama world, Miss Wanda and Miss Van. They come out and they ask Martell, well, where's your mama? Where's Miss Marlene? And he, you know, kind of looked around with that, my mama told me to tell y'all, look. He said, my mama home watching the 4 kids. She on grandmama duty. That's code for my mama told me to tell y'all she ain't coming to this yet, okay? And after this segment, I am quite sure Miss Marlene is glad she stayed her ass home, because this was some shit to see. So we start off with a flashback of the history between Miss Wanda and the Holtz and her advising Mel and Martell about how they still love each other and they should work it out. And Miss Van and Miss Wanda fighting, and Miss Van calling Miss Wanda ghetto, and Miss Wanda threatening to snatch her wig off. So we go back through all that history as though we ain't already traumatized enough. Martell gets all excited and Carlos had to tell him, pipe down. Carlos asked Miss Van, was it difficult to watch your son-in-law basically destroy their marriage and have a baby with another woman? And she says, yes, of course that was difficult to watch, but, you know, she's glad to see Melody in a happy place now. And Mel starts to tear up and Carlos asks her why she's tearing up. And she said basically that her mom had been so team Mel and Martell even when she wasn't, that, you know, it's an emotional place to hear her mom say that she's just happy that she's happy. They asked Martell, do you feel like Miss Van was always supportive of your marriage? And he said, yeah. And he expresses his remorse for, you know, the way that things played out. Carlos asked Miss Van, well, do you believe him? And her response was, well, I don't know, because the kids are always saying, well, my dad did this and my dad did that. And Martell's response was, well, how do my kids gather these things other than Mel is telling them all kinds of things? So Mel says, that's not true. I actually always defend you when it comes to the kids. That's not true. Martell is like, but Mariah told me herself. Mommy told me you have a girlfriend. Mommy told me you were out with this girl. Mommy told me. And like Martell said, why is mommy telling them this? And so Carlos asked, do the kids know about the other woman and your other son? And Martell says, well, Mel has told them. And Mel says, that's accurate. Huh? She goes into telling the story about, you know, if I told my children that you had a child whenever we pulled up the West End Grill and you were there with your baby mama and your child. And now she never quite finishes the story. I don't know why she was there, but she was there with her kids. He comes walking out with the baby mama and the child. And she was pulling off with her kids at that point. The oldest child is out the window screaming, get away from my father. Get away from my daddy, at the other woman. Now, didn't y'all waste our time and a therapist's time going to some co-parenting therapy about the best way to tell these kids so that y'all didn't do more damage to them than y'all have already done? And y'all just went about this the most dysfunctional way possible. We just gonna go the whole Jerry route. We gonna do this in the street. We gonna do this damn near at Waffle House. The therapy was a waste of time if you were just gonna do it all in the street like some damn fools anyway. But the question remains, why were you there? Why was Mel at this place that Martell was at if it was not a drop-off? Because it sounds like these fools is following each other around town from restaurant to restaurant. That's what it sounds like to me. Play whatever games y'all want to play. If y'all want to play Restaurant Wars, play it. If y'all want to play Hell's Kitchen, play it. Y'all want to raise hell from Waffle House to West End Grill, that's y'all's damn business. But leave them damn kids home. Take them to their grandmama house before y'all go just throwing food all over each other in the street. Because I'm sick of this. So Martell asked the question, why did you drive over there? And she says, well, I can paint the whole picture. And he said, you're pathetic. And she said, no, you're pathetic. I don't have to protect your life. Now, let me tell you something. That sounds real good. In the words of Tisha, that sounds real good. Okay? No, you don't have to protect his life. But the both of y'all have to protect those kids. You don't get to use your kids' emotions as the tool by which you disparage the other parent. These are people. These aren't pawns, they're people. And you're damaging these people. So Carlos asked, when Mariah saw you, your child's mother, and your child, it was from a distance. He said, so her seeing the three of you together, did she put two and two together? And Mel says, well, no, she still doesn't know, and I didn't tell her because that's not my place. Carlos asked Martell, well, why haven't you told your children? And he says, well, when it comes to my children, I feel some type of way. And he said, well, are you embarrassed? And he said, you know, I made mistakes. He said, in terms of the relationship I had, things that happened early on were a mistake. However, when it comes to my fifth child, him being here is not a mistake. Carlos tells him, you know, I would hope that your children would be able to hear this from you whenever you're ready. But, bruh, because y'all insist on spreading y'all's lives all over TV and the internet and anywhere else that will let you just spread your business to strangers, you don't have as much time as you think. These kids are gonna find out, so you need to tell them. Child, so now we get into the main event, which is Miss Van and Miss Wanda, and I was not even ready. This was just, Lord. Carlos says, so Miss Wanda, you and Van had a very heated exchange, and they went straight back into heated exchange, okay? Miss Van said, you know, Wanda just be talking to hear herself. Why would you ever think that Mel would listen to you when you were the same one on the internet telling the side pieces that if they gonna deal with a married man to make sure they getting everything that the wife get? And Wanda flipped her hair like she knew she was getting ready to shake the table. Miss Van said, you talk just to hear yourself. Miss Wanda said, well, why would she listen to you? She said, because I'm her mother. That's why she would listen to me. She said, well, since you her mother, all those tapes she was out there making, you should have been teaching your daughter how to make those tapes in her bedroom. We have arrived at the pits of hell. I think I went damn near deaf for a minute after that. Excuse me, what? Lord, Mel start loud talking, trying to over talk it. Oh, we made him. Don't think we ain't got it. Mel, shut your ass up. We are trying to hear what Miss Wanda talking about. What in the sex, lies, and videotape hell is you talking about, Miss Wanda? What? Carlos said, Wanda, what is going on now? And this right here is exactly why Tisha said, I wish my mama would have stayed her ass home too. Wanda came to set it off. Wanda sat her ass over there and said, you should have been teaching your daughter how to make them tapes like you were. What the hell? Carlos said, what tapes, Wanda? She said, oh, just whatever they out there saying, some stuff they said. Mel says, always he said, she said. Tisha said, I keep telling my mama to stop reading the comments. Because she read the comments, she believed the comments, and then she repeat the comments. And then we got a problem. I keep telling her, you cannot just go repeating lies like they the truth, but I can't control her. You know, y'all think I don't say nothing to her. I just can't stop her. What you want me to do? I need help too. So Carlos said, well, is the lie that there is a sex tape of you and Maurice Marceau's brother? Van said, it's a lie. It's a lie. Yes, it's a lie. Mel said, well, at this point, I'd like to see it. Produce it, goddamn. I said, Lord, y'all over there just bad lying together like mother like damn daughter. I'll be damned. At least she didn't say I don't remember shit. Carlos turned to Marceau and said, well, is it a lie, Marceau? You can hear Van in the background. You can't have a tape of something I never did. Oh, shit, now it's about to get real. What you say, Marceau? Well, Marceau said, well, you know, I mean, I don't know. I never seen no tape. So I heard this tape, but I never seen it. I said, well, I be damn. Carlos said, so you had a relationship with Maurice Marceau's brother. She said, no, we were friends. We spent time together. That is church lady code for we was fornicating, but I can't say that and keep my position on the auxiliary, okay? So even Martell jumped in. Martell said, hold on, wasn't you driving like 5-6 hours to go see him? And Mel said, well, she already said they was friends. Mel, you pipe down because you failed to defend your damn self. So since you don't remember what went in and out your mouth, we don't even need your input by what your mama was doing. We gonna take it from the rest of them. Since Wanda the one spilling the tea and her own damn son-in-law is the one snatching her wig off now. You just pipe down and sit back. She said, well, I already said that I was going to see him, but I was never going to his house. Well, was y'all going to the hotel? Martell said, so you was just driving 5-6 hours for nothing. Mel said she would go and get a room, and they had their own room. Everybody had their own room. Martell said, and that's a relationship. And if there's anybody that should know, it would be Mardam Tell. If there's anybody that knows all the different versions of relationships you can have and how if your relationship lives at the hotel, it's still a relationship, it's damn Martell. So Carlos tries to defend Van a little bit and says, listen, you know you're single and you're grown and you can do what you want to do. And she said, yes, I am. But my thing is, just don't tell lies. You know, speak the truth. And Miss Wanda said, well, I'm not telling lies. I'm just saying what I heard, sweetie. And Marceau said, listen, everybody sitting up here know the truth about Van and Mark. Okay, y'all can call it a friendship. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want to call it. But we know it was a relationship. Well, seems like you didn't make any friends, Van. Yeah. Yeah, so you and your daughter, lying ain't y'all forte, and these people ain't y'all friends. I'm gonna need y'all to start over and try again. And so Van just sat there real quiet like until we just moved on to something else. How the hell you bring your mama on TV for your mama to get exposed by her sex tape? So after they leave us in utter shock with the Christian mingle of it all, they move on to Wanda and Kimmie. Kimmie is about geared up to fight at this point. And I'm a little nervous. So Carlos starts the segment off by asking Wanda, does she feel like Kimmie is a snake? And Miss Wanda said, well, when Kimmie and Tisha was friends, they used to talk about Mel behind her back. So now Kimmie and Mel are friends. So I figured they talk about Tisha behind her back. So that's how I get the snake thing. Well, now, Miss Wanda, you's a little bit wild, but your math is mathing. Is she adding a little conspiracy theory to it? Maybe, yeah, but the math is math. Carlos asked Kimmie, do you feel like Tisha defends you to her mother? And Kimmie said initially it didn't feel like that. It felt like they would defend each other, and anybody who got in between that became the problem. Wanda says, well, no, that's not true. She said, because remember when I went to Tisha's podcast that I said, Kimmie is a snake. I don't like Kimmie. I don't like Kimmie. Kimmie is a snake. And if she hit you once, she'll hit you again. I said that. I said, well, damn, Wanda. Just say it with your chest, why don't you? She said, and Tisha said, no, Mom. She's not like that. That's not Kimmie. Miss Wanda wants you to know I don't like you all on my own. Okay? Carlos brought up the black fallout. He said, well, what about when your mom came to you and told you that Kimmie had told her to shut the F up? Did you feel like Kimmie had disrespected your mom? And she said, well, yeah. She says, you know, I feel like Kimmie should respect my mom based on our relationship. And I agree with that. Kimmie said, I feel like your mom should have respect when she talks to people in general. I agree with that as well. Miss Wanda, you can't be out here just handling people. So Miss Wanda jumps in and Wanda says, well, listen, I told Tisha, Kimmie ain't disrespecting me. Kimmie's a little bit younger than me, but not a whole lot. So, no, Kimmie is not disrespecting me. When me and Kimmie is talking, call us Barbara and Shirley, because we is talking woman to woman, okay? She is my age, hunty. So whatever Kimmie got, I'm ready for it. Carlos said, so you're basically saying you feel like you and Kimmie are more peers because y'all are closer in age. Boy, that thing was a gut punch to Kimmie. Kimmie said, well, damn, y'all tough. Lord, Kimmie, I know you steady trying to cover your age up, but girl, they are just, Carlos is on the warpath. He's just dragging everybody's ass. I don't understand. But I tell you one thing, them Scott brothers like they women seasoned, all right? You got one over there with male mama. You got one over there with one old enough to be Tisha mama. The other one over there with Tisha, and he counting down the years till he can get him a season 1 too. So then we're getting ready to wrap the show. And, you know, Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's too much like right for it to come to an end without a fight. So we're getting ready to wrap. And Kimmie makes a comment about why hadn't Carlos brought her son out, that, you know, you gonna have him here all day and not bring him out. Carlos says, anything for you, Kimberly. And she says, I know you love me. Destiny said, yeah, but who's your favorite? Marie said, Martell. And everybody started laughing as though this is just clear and understood. And I'm going to tell you, that helped me a little bit, because at least I know I ain't crazy. Because the way that this reunion went, this man clearly is in some form of an alliance with Martell. Like, Martell is your friend and everybody else can get it. When they all laughed and said that Martell is Carlos's favorite, Mel makes a comment and says, well, he likes being the villain. Make him be better. Martell said, no, I don't. I'm trying to be the best man I can be. Just not for you. This why you got to leave crazy alone. You can't be talking to certifiable fools, because they will hurt your damn feelings. My feelings were hurt. Well, damn, Martell, how disrespectful can you be? This fool said, I'm trying to be the G.I. Joe, be all I can be in the Army Reserves, but I just ain't trying to be all I can be in a marriage with you. What in the heck? And this shit is renewed for another season. So Mel says, you know, I'm not saying be better for me. I'm just saying be better. And he said, well, we'll talk later. And she said, no, we won't. He said, okay, well, be quiet then. You ain't got my number. He said, you forgot the kids called me from your phone. So Carlos is trying to wrap the damn season, and these two are going back and forth about, that ain't my phone, that's the trap phone. Girl, what? Please bring the damn liquor out so we can go. They wrap it up with a champagne toast, and they use Tisha and Marceau's Black. And they had it brought out and presented by Jalen. Jalen went and sat down on the couch by Destiny, you know. Jalen pulled up real close, Jalen. Hey, Miss Destiny, you look real good, girl. How you doing? That's sister, go ahead now. Stella don't want to have to get the groove back on you. Go ahead somewhere, little boy. Jalen said, I was a grown man, ma'am. As a grown man, ma'am. Carlos brings the season to an end with a speech about how they have exceeded all of his expectations, how they are an amazing cast, and he does this with a champagne toast. And let me tell you, I understand, because that is how I feel about y'all. Y'all have by far and away exceeded every expectation I had when I sat down in this chair in front of this camera and decided I was going to come talk to y'all. Okay, y'all, I was trying to really like just get through this review and tell y'all what happened, but I'm so on cloud 9 about I got 1,000 subscribers. I really don't even know how to act. Child, this was a mess. It's over with. We moving on to the next show. And I want to tell y'all, thank you so much for coming down here every week and letting me get it off my chest. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the channel. Thank you for continuing this journey with me as we continue to move forward, because we are going to grow and blow. Let's go. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me get it off my chest. As always, I love you. I mean that. Bye.